So you want to ask Warhorse what it takes to be one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Warhorse just got done ruling some snake ass here at Flying V Wrestling, and you're going to ask Warhorse this question? Well, I got 3 answers for you. It takes 3 things. It takes heart. You gotta love this business. You gotta want to be a professional wrestler. And I don't mean you just want it, just laying in bed thinking about it. You gotta eat, sleep, and shit. Everything professional wrestling. This has to be in the back of your head 24/7. 2, you gotta be genuine. People love to be fake. There ain't nothing fake about professional wrestling. You have to talk from the heart. You have to mean each and everything that you say, and you have to look people in the eye when you talk to them. Your word means everything. And number 3, you gotta stand out. Do anything you can to be a wrestler you never got to see as a kid. Yeah, it's easy to be The Rock. It's easy to be Stone Cold. It's easy to be anybody else, but you have to be you.
That's great.
We did it. I was reading this book by Kiss called Till We Make It, and essentially they talked about how they did everything different. They wanted to be the band they never got to see, and they loved comic books and horror movies and all these things. So I thought, okay, I love heavy metal, I love 80s style wrestling, I love the big over-the-top personalities, and if you listen to most of the old school vets, they'll tell you that character will get you farther than anything else.
You can also go around their entrances to the space down the hall here to the left as well.
I started in 2013. It's been a long one. Well, I mean, for me, it feels like forever, but it went by pretty quick now that I think about it. Originally, I was in a tag team called the Viking War Party, and we split up. The other 2 Vikings went their separate ways. And then the 2015 Ted Petty Invitational that IWA Mid-South had, that was where I first used the nickname Warhorse, and I was Warhorse Jake Parnell. And somebody in the crowd laughed, and I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but I just stuck with it because it sounds different. I was talking to one of my trainers. He was in the Hooligans. His name's Devin Cutter. He was suggesting I get a robe. He actually suggested face paint in the first thing, and I didn't listen originally. He suggested I do more kabashi strikes, essentially just start doing things that are different and can be unique, and be a Ronin, which is just a Japanese samurai who lost his clan, but be a Viking version of that. So I tried that, and I did that for about a year about 2 years. I was getting progress, and everybody knew that I was like good in the ring, but there was nothing character-wise, and I wasn't doing very good at making this whole Viking Ronin thing work.
It's different. It's like nothing else. It's exactly the place the Warhorse wants to be. But first, I have a question for you. Do you believe in destiny?
My promos sounded generic because I was trying to be super serious all the time, and that wasn't standing out amongst the crowd. So I started doing more Road Warriors and Sting and just like talking louder and with a deeper voice. I knew my promos were different, my wrestling was different, but my character wasn't there. So I thought about Kiss, I thought about all the things I liked in the 90s, like Lobo and Spawn, and all these different things, and I thought about how I loved heavy metal. For 5 or 6 years, I didn't listen to heavy metal because I was too occupied with wrestling and too occupied with a job that I had. And so I started getting angry and listening to heavy metal again. I started listening to like Anthrax, and I started listening to more Venom. I found Danzig. I found a bunch of different bands that I love now. And essentially, I put together that there was never a heavy metal wrestler that was good. So I wanted to be that, and I wanted to be over the top and do these crazy things and still be able to be taken seriously, because one thing in the book that Kiss wrote was they wanted to be the band they never got to see. everything else just kind of fell into place after that because I found the missing piece. So far, I've been able to prove that. I invested in my gear, I invested in coming up with face paint designs, t-shirts. For the most part, a lot of people are talking about me. I have my own WrestleMania, this is our WrestleMania show. We're talking with IWTV about having our own TV show. We're in consideration for being in a video game right now. I'm having all these different things happen.
Warhorse plays by his own rules because the Warhorse rules it. He wants reassurance that he is the best damn grappler in professional wrestling. And when you step inside the Warhorse's four posts this Saturday night in Chattanooga, Warhorse is gonna stomp you so hard your children will be born concussed.
I painted the wall at my house. It's an actual wall that I painted and carved the skull logo, put it on the wall. Instead of worrying about coming up with content and worrying about YouTuber terms, I wanted to figure out how I could get people to talk about me every day. So I came up with videos every day, and I would come up with pictures or promos or something, some way to drop my name into the conversation every day until everyone was talking about me.
Warhorse is gonna rule both your asses.
So that way, in a world of everybody who's trying to be different, I can actually be something that's different. Once I realized what I wanted to be, then I realized what I needed people to do in order for me to get from point A to point B. And that's what I came up with. I've had a lot of things that I've had interests in grade school, middle school, and high school, but the only thing that ever truly kept my interest was professional wrestling. It was there before my parents got divorced, it was there when my parents got divorced, it was there whenever I had my first communion, it was there through high school, it was there whenever I felt like I was the only person in a room full of 400 people. Like and my graduation wasn't very good, so I felt like more alone then than I ever did in my life. But I knew I wanted to be a wrestler, and I knew it was the right thing to do. And telling my principal to send whatever information they could to Harley Race's school in Eldon, Missouri, got some really weird looks. But it was worth it.